sideways movement, consolidation, mixed bag feelings right now. Everyone is feeling in this space. We seem to just be moving sideways and we are yet to make a decision. You can see across the board, looking at the overall crypto market, we seem to see a mixed bag from projects looking bullish while some looking bearish across the board. We'll be looking at different tokens and attempting to spot opportunities where we can take a trade. And we'll be taking live trades for you today. So you see how it's done. And we'll set our take profits and our stop losses to show you how it's done and for you to take trades and make money in this volatile asset space. My name is OP. I'm a prop trader from HashEdge, and I'm here every day showing up to show you how it's done and to make money from this asset market. Let's just jump right into the chart and we look straight into the overall cryptocurrency market, and you can see we have a mixed bag, although it's looking like there's more green than red. So this gives us a little bit of optimism on what is going on in this space and making us know there's room for growth. Of course, there's a lot of bullish news that has been out there that has been pushed by Senator Cynthia Lummis, from Jack Mallers, from Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, now called X. We see David Sachs, the CIO of BlackRock, the CIO of Cantor Fitzgerald, and all the different institutions and everyone, who's who of crypto and who's who in government are speaking while the Bitcoin 2025 is still on. Started yesterday and is still on till today, and I believe tomorrow it ends. But we still remain cautious, looking at opportunities that lie, and as traders, focusing on the charts and trying to spot opportunities. We'll be doing that a lot in this video and in the content I have for you today. We'll jump into the news that's come out yesterday, and there's a lot of news that have come out from Senator Lummis claiming the US needs to have at least 5% of the world's Bitcoin in reserve, MetaMask adding support for the Solana network, Mara hit record 752 million in annualized Bitcoin mining revenue, and you can see Vivek Ramaswamy, a former presidential candidate in America. His company called Strive is raising 750 million to build a Bitcoin treasury. Trump media announced a 2.5 billion Bitcoin treasury deal. Then, one thing again I want to point out is Circle USDC has filed for an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. So this and many more other news have been coming on the sidelines and in the event, and that has just, of course, increased investors' confidence. And what is quite even interesting and notable in this space is that retail is still not here. So this screams opportunity as far as I'm concerned, and for us to take advantage of what is going on in the charts and in the space, and taking advantage of the price action. Looking at Bitcoin holders and what they are accumulating, and you can see long-term holders are still accumulating, short-term holders are getting liquidated. And this is a trend and a theme that we see that's been ongoing. Then we just take a little bit just to look at two different people and what they said on stage at the Bitcoin 2025 conference yesterday. And here we have David Sachs. Let's just listen.
What we accomplish exactly through price levels, I guess I want to measure it through innovation levels, but I will say that I did notice that Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high the other day, and that was great to see.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's not, yes, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we see that blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, this is the financial system of the future. And we want this innovation happening in the United States. We don't want it driven offshore. That's basically what was happening before, is because under the Biden administration, and as we all know, Elizabeth Warren had the auto pen, all this innovation was being driven offshore. It was being driven to other countries. And that's not the American way. I mean, the American way is always to be the innovator, the leader in technology. And we want this financial revolution happening in the United States. We want to be leading in this. We don't want to be driving it offshore. It's crazy.
Bitcoin is the financial system of the future. And we also listen to BlackRock's Robert Mijnik saying, and what is he said on the stage.
One needs to look at the competition as zero sum, right? They are in many ways sort of different angles on a similar theme, a similar investment thesis and worldview, right? They both are global, scarce, decentralized, fixed supply assets, right? They're both detached from those traditional country and systemic risks, and that's why investors are drawn to them. And gold today is much less volatile and has a much longer history. But Bitcoin is digitally native in an increasingly digital world, is efficient to store, can be transferred anywhere in the world in near real time at near zero cost. So it has some significant advantages too. I think there's no question Bitcoin has much higher upside than gold and lower downside, right? And so there's different flavors of it that investors have, and many investors are going to own both. We see lots of investors adding to both. We see some switching from, maybe they were 100-0 gold Bitcoin and they went to 80-20 or they went to 50-50. We see a lot of that, but certainly as a category, as a sort of diversifier and hedge, Bitcoin and gold is growing.
But it seems like
You can see Bitcoin is takeaway from the little clip is that Bitcoin is going much higher and it has much more higher upside than gold. Let's just jump right into the chart to see opportunities and to spot opportunities, and we can see we got rejected again. So Bitcoin seems to be struggling on the 4-hour. This is the 4-hourly chart, and on the daily we can see pretty much the same thing. We got stopped out at the $109,000 levels, and this is showing us there's a lot of resistance here, but we are looking to break out from this zone. So I think what we can take here is a trade following what will be happening here. If we take a long around here, once Bitcoin comes down to test this support of 108, I think a very lucrative trade for us will be to get stopped out around around the $106,000 levels, and for a take profit around the all-time high, for us to retest the all-time high of around 110. So we should be looking at this trade where our risk reward ratio is 1.7, and I think this will be a phenomenal trade for us to take right now. So following this, for us to take this trade on the one day chart, I think I would go to the 4-hourly chart. I think it's better on the 4-hourly chart. We look at the RSI. The RSI seems to be pointing downward, so this is not. So this is what we should be looking at right now at the moment with Bitcoin, and we should be looking for it to test the, or let me do that again because I think, yes, okay, so we should be looking at a take profit level. We see a bounce at the 50 MA here, so this is quite bullish on the chart of Bitcoin or the 4-hourly. Then we take a long that will get stopped out around the 107 amount for a take profit, for us to be looking for a take profit levels around the all-time high of 111, 110 thereabout, looking at a risk reward ratio of 3. So I think this is a perfect trade for us to take, and we'll be taking that. Looking at the RSI, we look to be bottoming out and we look to be going sideways on the RSI. So a trade here, after registering for a challenge on Hashedge platform, you register for a challenge on the starter pack and you take a trade immediately. So we should be taking a trade, and I think right now is the time for us to take a trade. So we should be entering the trade right now at at 108,644. Yes, so we should be taking a trade now at limit price of 108, and we will be taking a long in this market. So on a 5x leverage, then we'll take a quantity of around 1,250. I'll just adjust that. Yes, and our take profit will be around the one. Let's put 110, and our stop loss will stop us out around 107. 735. I think that's a very good stop loss, and we should take this trade immediately. So you can see we have our open order here, and we have opened a long here, and we should be seeing, once our positions are open and is triggered, that would set the price for a limit order to be triggered once we get to this level, and it will immediately go in. Going into the Ethereum chart, we look at Ethereum, and we should be expecting a long too on Ethereum here. Looking at the daily chart, we see we got rejected at the 200 MA, and at a long here for Ethereum would be good for us, because we seem to be always bouncing at these levels of 2,500 for a take profit forward, because we are looking at Ethereum to follow Bitcoin, and so the risk reward, we should look at this from this level for our stop loss, and a take profit up to the levels of around 2,800, 2,900 thereabouts. So we just adjust this to 2,000. Yeah, I think we can just leave it at 2,900. Yeah, this will be a good take profit for Ethereum right now, and I believe this will be a very good and lucrative trade for us to take on Ethereum right now. So looking at this, we enter the USD we have available for us, and you can see our position has already been opened in Bitcoin here, indicated here, and we are already in a trade. So that gives us excitement and letting us know what we are. So we enter Ethereum trade, take profit. We set our take profit levels, and our take profit will be around the 2,900 levels, and the stop loss will be to stop us out at 2,005. Let's say 2,560. 560, I think, is a good stop loss level for us to take on. So we've taken another open order in Ethereum, and we look towards what is going on in Ethereum. So this is quite interesting for our trades, and we'll just continue to watch what is going on this. Okay, now we look at another trade that we have spotted opportunity here, which is called the injective protocol, and we'll be looking at what is going on injective. So we should be looking for a pullback to retest a support of injective here, and we should be shorting injective momentarily, because this has to get rejection, and at the 14 point, at the 15 level, 15 point, I don't know why it says 14.8 here, but anyways, we look at the short. No, this is wrong. Yes, so we'll be looking at the short level here in Bitcoin, in injective rather, for a stop loss around $15.08 and a take profit for us around these levels. Right. So this is very, very good for injective, and we adjust all our parameters properly. 15.2. We just enter market price, so we get into the trade immediately, and we put in another of injective with a take profit around the $13 levels, 13.1, and our stop loss will be triggered around the 15.8 15.834, right? So this will be the trade will be taken for injective, and we can see we have entered our trades successfully. So we look at all the positions that we have, and you can see on the Bitcoin we have entered the trade and it is live, and we can see our injective trade is also live right now. And yeah, so this is what we'll keep on watching, and we'll keep on seeing what is going on in our trades and how we'll come along in these 3 different trades we have taken so far. So this is interesting. This is how we make it, and this is how we have to play the market and play the market structure and see where our profits lie. And I'll be keeping you updated on these trades that I've taken so far and what is going. Once the Ethereum trade is opened and the position is live, it will obviously come on under the positions that we are holding here, and we'll be able to monitor and see what is going on in these trades. So we'll just keep monitoring these 3 different trades we have taken, and we'll be seeing where our profit lies. And once we are making money, you can see the injective is already I'm already making money on injective following the short already, and the short, what is going on in the short. So this is interesting, and this is what we'll be anticipating so far. So this is interesting. Then looking at the fear and greed, crypto fear and greed, you can see that we are down back at 71 levels, and we seem to be inching more away from further greed. So this is what is happening in the market, because it seems retailers and traders and investors are not really sure on what is going on in the market. So we should be expecting further movements in the chart, further movements and all these things happening in the charts, and what will be going on across all trades and all price action. So this is interesting for us to watch. We'll continue to give you and make you know what is happening in all our trades, and keep you glued to the screen, keep you engaged, keep you making money from this. You can see how I'm making money. You can see I've entered 3 different trades: Bitcoin long, injective short, and Ethereum long. So we'll continue to watch what is going on in the chart. We'll continue to take advantage of price action and different volatility happening in the space, and we'll keep you updated, because I'm here to show you how to make money, to spot opportunities and take advantage of all of this in this market. That's why you are here. We're showing up every day, and like I said, I would keep you engaged, keep you making money, make you spot opportunities, make all of us see where the opportunities lie and where money and how money is made in this space. Stay tuned. I hope you are taking a trade. I hope you are staying involved, and I hope you are keeping engaged with this price action and taking advantage of it. See you tomorrow. Bye.